Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the create class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. If you guys would like, of course you can go back and pause the video, that way you can get a good look at the class. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I will be talking about the class setup throughout this video because it's a blunderbuss! The Blunderbuss DNA Bomb. In fact, a lot of people are considering this to be the first Blunderbuss DNA Bomb in existence. Of course, this particular video is not the first one. The original video this was featured in was the first one, but yes, this is going to be a Blunderbuss DNA Bomb that was brought to you by a guy that goes by the name of Gluff Nation, who of course we'll be talking about towards the end of the video. We'll be talking about him, his YouTube channel, and his Twitch channel, because in fact, this gameplay was actually ripped from his live stream, and you'll be noticing that towards the end of the video, because he starts getting follower notifications that pop up on their screen, like you see a lot of Twitch people have, follower and subscribers and donation things, right? Usually have that stuff popping up on the screen. You're going to be seeing that towards the end of the video, which is pretty cool, and that's also why there is no audio, because he muted the audio from his live stream in the submission that he sent me. So I just replaced it with the Advanced Warfare theme music, and hopefully that is acceptable for you guys, and hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. Let's talk about this gameplay. Let's talk about this Blunderbuss DNA Bomb. I want to preface this all by saying that with my own experience and my own personal opinion, I believe the Blunderbuss to be the worst weapon in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now, of course, the worst weapon is completely subjective and it's completely up for debate, but in my own experience, in my own opinion, I believe this to be the worst gun in the game, which is sad because it's a blunderbuss and it's a really cool idea for a weapon, and there's such a great contrast there. You know, there's such a great contrast between Advanced Warfare, right, the game where we're running around in exosuits, where we're firing all kinds of crazy grenades and stuff out of our wrists, the fact that we have ability to system hack the opposing team, and you have robot suits you can call out from the sky and climb inside in the form of the Goliath. It's a very futuristic game. It's by far the most futuristic Call of Duty game, hence why it's called Advanced Warfare. And then you contrast that with the fact that we now have a blunderbuss, which was originally used by like pirates and stuff like that. So it's a really interesting contrast, and I think it's pretty cool. And I was definitely excited for the blunderbuss, but as soon as I saw the time between shots on this thing, I was like, there's really gonna be no redeeming factor to make this the best gun in the game, or just make it a very good gun overall. Sure, it's a fun gun to use, but aside from being a fun weapon, the blunderbuss itself is really nothing more. It's just a way worse version of the TAC-19 shotgun. So we're gonna be talking a bit about the blunderbuss here, and we're gonna be talking about how it performs and how it handles and the stats of the weapon, and then of course we'll be talking about the Cray class we're using here in this video, and of course a little bit about the DNA Bomb, and we'll round things off by talking about Jay Gluff's channel as was his Twitch channel, because of course he's the guy that has graced us with this fantastic, amazing gameplay. So we'll be doing that. That's going to be the format, and hopefully you guys all enjoy it. So let's talk about the blunderbuss here. Let's talk about the blunderbuss. Why is it that I don't like the blunderbuss? The reason why I do not like the blunderbuss nearly as much as the other weapons in the game is because of its fire rate. Its fire rate is horrendously bad, and I'm sure from the moment any of you guys picked up this weapon, whether you were lucky enough to get it from supply drops, which if you guys don't know, that's the only way to unlock this weapon, is to get lucky enough to get one of its variants from a supply drop. And if you unlock one of its variants from a supply drop, you'll then also unlock the base variant, and the same can be said for the SVO Sniper, along with the STG-44 Assault Rifle, so keep that in mind. If you guys don't have this yet, it's because you haven't gotten lucky enough to get it out of a supply drop or an advanced supply drop, but it's still there, and chances are you'll be getting it before the end of Advanced Warfare's life cycle, so just keep that in mind. But I'm sure from the moment you guys picked up this weapon initially, the moment you either got it from a supply drop or you picked it up in a match or what have you, you fired your first shot, right? You pulled the trigger for the first time. The first thing I'm sure you noticed was, holy crap, the time between shots on this thing, which is insane, right? It is insane. And I watched Drifter's in-depth video just to get accurate numbers for this video, and it was 5.5 seconds. That's how long it takes between shots with the blunderbuss here. 5.5 seconds, coming in at an astonishingly bad 11 shots per minute, and that's if you are shooting perfectly. The moment you're able to shoot again, you're shooting again. That is 11 shots per minute with this thing, which is atrociously bad. It is horribly bad, and that's really what holds back this shotgun. It's kind of countered by the fact that it does a ton of damage. It actually does the most damage of any weapon in Advanced Warfare, because it does just about the same damage as the TAC-19, but one thing about shotguns is they kind of have pellets, just like shotguns in real life. If you think of a shotgun, unless you're using a slug, you don't just shoot like a bullet out of a shotgun, right? When you shoot a shotgun, you shoot out a shell. That shell explodes, and then a bunch of pellets, picture BBs, come out of that shotgun. shotgun shell. Those BBs are in Call of Duty, and they work in the form of pellets, right? And how many pellets you have, each one of those pellets do a certain amount of damage, right? So it does the exact same amount of damage as the TAC-19 per pellet, but it has a ridiculous amount of pellets. Thus, it does a ton of damage and actually does the most damage, like has the highest maximum damage of any weapon in Advanced Warfare, which is a good thing, right? It's a very powerful shotgun. But you look at the downsides of it, it's like, okay, you have 5.5 seconds between shots. You look at the fact that it's incredibly inaccurate at the same time, and also has the same range as the TAC-19, so it's not like it's even gotten like a giant benefit to its range. I think it'd be a lot better of a weapon if its range were increased. It actually had a lot more range than the TAC-19, but it doesn't. It's the same range as the TAC-19. So you couple in all these things together, it's like, yeah, this is a very underwhelming weapon, and in fact, it's probably just outclassed by the TAC-19 in just about every single respect, with the exception that this thing's probably a bit better for getting one-hit kills consistently, but at the same time, you still have all the other downsides. And you look at just the meta of Advanced Warfare, where people are constantly moving, people are constantly dashing and jumping all around the map, which is how fast-paced this game is. Do you really want to be using a weapon that makes it so you have to wait 5.5 seconds between shots? And you just that's in a perfect world, because I know I do this, I'm sure you guys do it as well, is sometimes you think you're done with the reload, so then you start to sprint or something like that, or you do something to cancel the reload and so you can get off and get a shot off. If you mess up your reload, what goes from a 5.5 second reload, it now becomes like a 10.1 second reload if you mess it up right at the very end. So it's insane. It's insane, and in my own personal opinion, it's just not very good in that respect. So it's definitely great to see somebody running around with it and getting a DNA bomb with it, because it is really hard to use, right? It is such a ridiculously hard shotgun to use. And I got a lot of criticism when I was talking about this. This is the reason why I haven't actually done a Blunderbuss video here on the channel. It's because it's like, guys, this shotgun is just terrible. Like, it's not really fun to use at all. It's outclassed with a TAC-19 in every way. And I got a lot of responses like, oh, you just don't know how to use it. You just don't know how to use it. Like, no, there's no way to use it, like, quote unquote. There's no specific way to use it. It's exactly the same as the TAC-19, just has worse accuracy, a little bit more damage, right? But that damage isn't really relevant because the TAC-19 already does a ton of damage, and makes you wait 5.5 seconds between shots. Like, there's no special way to use this aside, and Drifter talked about this in his video, and I said it even before I saw that video because it just made a whole lot of sense. If you use this in Search and Destroy as kind of a secondary weapon, it can be incredibly powerful, right? Everybody knows that. It can be incredibly powerful because in one-on-one circumstances, especially when they're really close to you, if they're trying to rush you, it's a very powerful shotgun. But overall, you're not gonna find yourself in that situation too often. So overall, it's just a fun, gimmicky weapon to use, which is okay. I think Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty needs a little bit more of that, but I still think it's a little bit too weak to even really use as a gimmick weapon. I would like to see the Blunderbuss here get increased to its range and a decrease to its time between shots, and if they were to do that, I think this would be a lot more viable of a weapon, because there are certain weapons in the game that are ridiculously overpowered, and there's a gun like this, which is ridiculously underpowered, in my own opinion. Like, right there, he gets the hit marker, the time between shots is too insane, so he has to rely on his melee to actually get kills with it. When I was running this shotgun, I was using the RW1 pistol as a secondary, and I was getting more kills with the RW1 because I could actually, get off multiple shots relatively quickly. So just in my opinion, the Blunderbuss was not the greatest weapon added within this little mini DLC they've given us, which is essentially a free DLC. But right there is actually where we pick up the DNA bomb. Now let's actually start talking about that Cray class now, because I've gone on long enough about the Blunderbuss, I feel. So the Cray class that we're going to be using here in this video, he of course is using the Blunderbuss. He's using the Musketeer variant, which is the variant that I have, which increases his range and gives -1 to his mobility. In terms of attachments, the two only good attachments for this are going to be Quick Draw and Advanced Rifling. You can also have adjustable stock, but I never really found a situation where adjustable stock was really necessary. In terms of perks, we have Low Profile and Lightweight, which I definitely recommend on any and all shotguns. Perk 2, Fast Hands. You need Fast Hands. You look at Fast Hands, and in fact, it allows you to reload while sprinting. That is essential on a weapon that has you reloading 5.5 seconds every time you shoot, right? You're definitely going to need that. In terms of Perk 3, he has Hardline, which is pretty good, especially for getting kill streaks, and he has Scavenger. Now, usually I'm not going to recommend Scavenger, but if you want to get a DNA bomb with the Blunderbuss, you're going to need Scavenger because there's not enough ammo in the Blunderbuss by default to actually pick up a DNA bomb. So if you like to get a DNA bomb with it, sure, run Scavenger, but if you're not going for DNA bombs, you want something a bit more practical, I would definitely recommend running Blast Suppressor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of the Blunderbuss DNA Bomb. How insane was that? Just a bunch of well-played shots, navigating the map very well, and overall, it was just a fantastic DNA bomb. And thank you to Mr. J. Gluff for actually sending this in, because, guys, this was what most people believe to be the very first Blunderbuss DNA Bomb. Now, of course, this particular video is not the very first one. The original video that he uploaded to his channel was the first one, but still, ladies and gentlemen, that is fantastic. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves. And if you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, simply watch the video that's on your screen right now. There's an annotation that you guys can click, which will take you over to it, or a link to it down in the video description. Either way, they will both open up the video in a new tab that for you. You guys can go ahead and check out that video, and it'll teach you everything you would ever want to know about submitting your stuff for DNA Saturday. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out Mr. Gluff Nation, you can do so by finding him over at youtube.com/jgluff16. Also, you can find him on Twitch because he live streams every day over at twitch.tv/jgluff16, exactly the same as his YouTube channel. So he's a first-time guest here on DNA Saturday, which is always nice to see new people. He is a very good player who uploads Call of Duty tips and tricks videos to his channel. He also has a series called 3 Minutes of COD, where it's basically like a news show for Call of Duty whenever some news and information actually comes out, so he does that as well. He's also a part of Darkness Pub Stomping, which is a pub stomping team that's just under 5,000 subscribers last time I checked. So he's a good player, he's a part of a good team, and he live streams daily, and of course also uploads videos to his YouTube channel. Go ahead and give him a look, because once again, he got a Blunderbuss DNA Bomb, and any of us that have actually used that weapon know exactly how hard it is to string together kills on this thing, man. It is ridiculously hard to see a DNA bomb with it. Well, that is just amazing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of DNA Saturday. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.